How you doing, YouTube? It's Will from Will Development, and I am on my way right now down to beautiful rich town Boca Raton, which is South Florida, and I'm heading down to there's a gym down there, and they are opening a smoothie bar, something along those lines, and the real reason I'm going is to meet Kai Green, because he's down there, and within the last, I'd say, year or so, this is about the closest he's been to Florida, let alone in Florida. So I figured I had no choice but to go and try to meet up with him and chit-chat and see if he'll sign my hoodie and sign my copy of Generation Iron, because that would be awesome. I'm actually kicking myself now thinking about it, because I met Hideki Yamagishi and what's his name? Martinez. Can't remember his first name right now. That'll come to me. I met both those guys at the banquet after the Olympia this year in September, and I totally forgot my copy, and I could have totally had either one of those guys sign it. Because my goal, my dream, is to have Pumping Iron as well as Generation Iron signed by as many people in the films as I can. And if you don't know, I have a copy of Pumping Iron, and I got Lou Ferrigno to sign it because he was at MegaCon. I think he's at MegaCon like every year, but he signed it, and I still want to get Arnold to sign it, so I'm gonna have to go to, I don't know where I'm gonna meet him, because he doesn't really do much anymore other than his movie pop-ups. Regardless, I mean, we're talking about that movie's 40 years old now, a 40-year-old movie, so trying to find surviving members that were in the movie that would be willing to sign it, it's getting harder and harder as the years and days go by. Whereas Generation Iron, all the guys that were in it, I mean, most of them are in their 40s now, but I intend to get it signed by as many of the people that were in that movie as possible. I should say the people that I'm fans of. If I get Phil to sign it, I get Phil to sign it. I'm not really a big Phil Heath fan. I'm not a fan of how his particular body style is. It's just my opinion. But I know Ben Pekulski has a gym out in Tampa, which is about an hour and a half drive from where I live. So I may do a trip over there. It's about west of me. So I may do a western trip out there for a little day trip, go train at the MI40 gym and meet Ben again and have him sign my copy. But today, it's about Kai and Flex and Jay again. And I met Flex at the banquet. Victor Martinez, that's his name. I met Victor and him at the banquet, and I would love to meet Flex again, because he was such a joy to talk to. He's a really nice guy if you ever meet him. I mean, there's just no reason to not like the guy. He's just so nice. He's humble as shit, and he's just a really nice guy. You can tell, you can just tell by looking at him. And the cool thing was about Flex, a little quick story, was that I met him at the banquet Saturday night when I was in Vegas in September, and told him my name, and we chit-chatted for a little bit, and I kind of made fun of this ugly jacket he had on, and he just laughed and he loved it. And then I forgot to get a picture with him that night. So I was at the press conference the next morning, and he was there, and beforehand they gave some photo ops, and I waited in line to see him again. Just to see him again, but I didn't have to wait in line at the banquet. Regardless, I came up to him and I was like, I don't know if you remember me, but last night, we met at the banquet, and he was like, yeah, Will. And he totally remembered my name and everything, so I'm a little excited to see if he remembers my name so many months later, because the dude must meet tons of people. But it'd be pretty neat if he did. I'm not banking on it. I'm more excited to meet Kai for the first time. I want to have a good long discussion with him because I don't know when the next time I'll see him is, and I know Kai's the kind of guy that will take his time with every single fan and talk with every single person for as long as they want to talk to him. I apologize, I was drafting somebody for a minute there and it was keeping the wind noise down, but the person moved out of the lane, so now all this wind is hitting my truck. It's making this huge whooshing noise, so I'm trying to talk loud so you can hear me. Regardless, I will give you an update. I'll take a picture of the line. I'll toss it in this video. I might turn this into a 3-parter, something like that. As I get closer and closer, I'll make my decisions on how I choose to edit and put together these videos. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you when I am in Boca.